Good afternoon. I'm working from home today. I've just finished. It's late afternoon. I've got about an hour and 20 minutes up to dark. Great thing is, got the gear ready to load the car. Rod made up. Oh, and I might have a little bite there, yes. First cast. That's always a good sign. Tell you what, let's strike into that one. Well, I have, but nothing there on the other end. It's a roach though. Can tell from the bite, and also the sucked maggot. That's very often how roach bites end up. I did pull up on the car park and I had a telephone call from a BBC journalist that I know. Get on very well with him actually, and he was just asking me a few questions for an article that he's writing, so I spent about 5 minutes there chatting with him. Relationships are so important, aren't they? In work, obviously. They often say it's not what you know, it's, or rather not what you know, but who you know. And we've just finished the conversation and I'm now fishing. And I'm making me a cup of tea as well. It's not the first one of the day, obviously, but I always enjoy the first one at the water's edge. This is a local venue for me. In fact, I pulled off the drive with the Hughes Corporation Rock the Boat playing in the car, and it's still going when I get here. That's what you need, local venues where you're not spending too much time in the car, for the simple reason that you're not spending that much time on the bank either. And the more you spend doing the latter than the former, obviously, the better. I do fish most days. In fact, I've been out every single day so far this year, but if I was in the mindset that a fishing trip is 5 hours on the bank or more, then my amount of sessions so far could probably be counted on two hands. I do live quite a busy life, quite a full life as well. I'm not complaining about that. 11 weeks today though, I will be 60. Not that I'm wishing my life away and looking forward to getting old, but I take the approach that it happens anyway. Nothing that you can do can stop the march of time in your life. Therefore, the approach should be that we make the most of life and what it has in store for us. And I'm absolutely determined. I've had a great life. Looking back, I'm absolutely determined that the 60s, my 60s, will be the best decade ever of my life. I'm a bit like Frank Sinatra as I look back. Regrets? I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. Let's look to the future. It didn't take long for the pike to move in, so I decided to drop a bait much closer to the edge. And I had a bite first cast, pulled out of that fish, but second time, you might see a small roach. I see that I'm off the mark and I'm not going to be a blanker today. Hopefully, all uphill though from now on. Almost immediately, a second fish, bigger this time. That's a nice roach. I just had a hook pull on a really nice perch. It was fighting well and I could see it in the clear water. Unfortunately, didn't make the landing net. It's an encouraging sign though, because I have been roach fishing predominantly on this pool in the last few weeks. It's a morning there just dragging itself across the line. Float moved as it caught it with its feet. But now the perch are getting back to putting in an appearance. So that's a good sign, because although we're in February still, the weather has been quite good the last few days. Air temperature, that can respond immediately. That can change overnight. In the hour, water takes a little bit more time to catch up, but nevertheless, a prolonged period of mild weather this side of the surface will affect that beneath it as well. I've changed this size 18 to 16 hook, that is. I feel that will be a good move, especially if the perch are now beginning to munch. Some things never change though. Flask of tea. I was going to pour that between my knees while I'm talking and not watching. That's not a good idea. It'll end up all over my clothes there. I'm watching the float as well at the same time. That's nice. And I am fishing the 2 spots because I have got pike problems and I'm getting a bite just as I talk. Float dips and I'm into a perch maybe. I think it could be. It's not as big as the one I had just now though. Nowhere near actually. That's the landing net making its way across. But there you go. And the fish is in the net. And I didn't need the net because it's big, by the way. Just when you're lifting fish from the water, it's good sometimes to do that because they can come off as well, can't they? I just need the disgorger on this one. Again, it's a good sign, not that I need the disgorger, but that the perch are now feeding quite freely. There you go. Nice fish, but not as big as the one that got away. Changing the hook certainly won't affect the fish, especially the bigger roach. It's the best one so far. Can you believe it? I've just hooked into another nice perch, and again a hook pull. Although I do have some minutes left of this session, I feel the headline, the ones that got away, is at the top of the list so far anyway. Let's see what the remainder of this little outing I'm making today has in store. That's very nice actually, especially from this venue.